Hey Collective, it's Al and welcome back to the channel. Today's video is going to be a quick one. It's just going to be dedicated towards the reanimation of our collective and how that's kind of playing out. Yesterday, as some of you know, I decided that I was going to get back to life, and so I went out with a friend and we had a couple cocktails in West Hollywood, and it was a lot of fun. The one thing I will say is that as I was there, I got a download that was kind of amusing, and it was while I was watching The Bartender at Mary's, and what it was that I realized a lot of us have that situation right now where we understand that our higher self is saying, okay, it's time to get back to life. We've been in hermit mode. Anything that we've produced while we were in this off switch, the reset, is now coming to light, and things are starting to move forward, and how that can manifest was exactly what happened to the bartender. Now, I was a bartender for a long time in New Orleans. It's a little different back there because there's never really an off time. It's always once you go on stage, so to speak, you're on, right? But the bartender had an experience that I know a lot of bartenders throughout our country does, which is when you believe the day's going to go one particular way and you kind of write it off as it's just going to be a throwaway day. And so you kind of get settled into the environment of, okay, it's not going to be busy. Let me just, be on my phone and let me do whatever. I mean, he wasn't, but you know what I mean. So suddenly I walk in and I get a seat at the perfect table in the corner, of course. And I'm sitting there and I'm having a margarita, and it was very yummy. But you could tell that he was just starting his day because it wasn't the strongest drink I've ever had. But it was like, all right. So as I'm sitting there, of course, there's not a lot of people there. And so I sit there and I'm enjoying watching the scenery. And then by the time I focus back, he slammed. And I'm looking around and I go, I don't know how I didn't notice that these people walked in. And then I realized what had happened was exactly what I said. He had settled into believing that the night was going to go one way. And then sure enough, it just went bam. And then after that, he was just like, shit, it's time to go. And he's like having to put out fires. He's like putting out fires everywhere. And it was kind of hysterical for me to watch because the download I got was the collective is experiencing this. We've all been under this lull where we've been kind of asleep. And as we're starting to wake up again, those that are actually awakened spiritually are going to move quickly. But those that are going still in slumber to some degree are now facing the reality. Oh shit, they're really going to open up. Okay, well, now what? And so what they wanted me to express to you guys through the download was, as you guys go back to reanimation, meaning that we have been kind of like a statue society for a while. We've all been stuck in a stagnation that we couldn't get out of, and now that it's starting to move forward, basically for economic reasons, understand that though we see that there's dark times ahead, this is a great opportunity to get into motion and to ensure that you're in alignment with what your life purpose is and what you want to do with your life and where you see yourself going to be, where you want to be during the tribulation portion that comes later on. And so what I was tasked to tell you was I had two margaritas, right? And the second one was much stronger. Thank you very much, bartender. I appreciate that. As a New Orleans bartender, y'all know that when it comes to alcohol, I don't drink. But when I do, I want a stiff drink. And so the second one was okay. But what I'm going to say is be careful of overindulgence. And the reason I say that isn't because we have necessarily because you're addicted, but the divine specifically was focused on the energy of when you go from zero to forward motion really fast, when things turn on again like they are, we all have a tendency to go, oh my God, we can breathe again, let's party, and then that puts you in a very misaligned state. So be cautious of the fact that even I had a temptation to have more than a couple cocktails, and of course I'm not a big drinker, so I stopped myself and I was like, this is not what I'm going to do. And that's when the download really hit, was the fact that that's the choices we have to make. Yes, we are picking life back up again, and yes, we are forward motion, and yes, we're going to start dating again. And technically, I didn't stop my life at all. The entire time that everybody was in slumber, I was still going, and y'all saw all the posts and stuff. I was at protests, and I was very involved in society and leadership, and so I didn't stop. But I did notice the changeover event that happened yesterday, which was, it literally went from me being one of the few people in the bar. It was a restaurant before the city gets all freaked out, but it was a restaurant, and they serve food and alcohol, and of course I was having cocktails. And so when I sat down, it was kind of slumbery, and then sure enough, the energy switched. And that's one of the funny things about being high vibrational, is that sometimes when you're very self-satisfied and you're not really looking for anything, you don't notice the amount of people that were coming in. Because I was like, oh, look at the sunset. Ooh, look at my eyes. Ooh, look at this. And I was very just in my own headspace. And I was trying not to be narcissistic, but I was having a good day, right? The hair looked good. I wore my pubes down. It looked like Gonzo with a mustache and a beard. It was great. It was a great, great night. So anyway, so as we start going into forward motion, a lot of people are giggling. Well, those of you watching. So as we go into it, just be aware that when you go from zero to hero, so to speak. You're going to have this moment where suddenly your life's going to go boom, and you're going to have to move forward. So instead of being a little caught off guard by and overindulging, remember that we are now aligned, and a lot of us are spiritually centered. So if you become misaligned, you're kind of working backwards, and there are complications to that. So be advised that the divine was reminding all of us that yes, moderation is key, but also don't lose yourself and don't lose what your focus is, because now life is going to offer you a lot of things that you didn't see coming, because we were under the belief system that is still true that there are dark times ahead and so forth. But we're being given an opportunity, no matter how small it is or no matter for how long it is, to really get our finances in check and really just get going and make our dreams come to life before it starts to go, the way we know it's going to go. So instead of focusing on that, why not raise the vibration and just start moving forward, and know that as a collective, I know that a lot of us have that moment right now. This weekend is for whatever reason. I thought it would be Memorial Day, but no, it was pretty much this weekend, where all of a sudden it was just like everybody was out. I mean, everybody. We had black cars, we had the Lamborghinis, we had Porsches, we had all this stuff, and it was kind of cute. And I remembered when I was back when I was in my 20s, when I used to be the shit, and I used to go to premieres and shit like that and all that fun stuff. And so that it reminded me of that scene, and I realized that we are indeed, at least in LA, coming back to life. And so just know that overindulgence is very, very key to avoid right now. But like today, I'm going to go to the beach. I think there's a shirt with Alice, because y'all know I have the Al Is series on LinkedIn that I did for the past year, well, over a year and a half ago now. Wow, it's been a while. I have that, so I think I'm going to go check that out in Venice, and I'm going to probably go to the pier. I'm not going to ride any rides by myself. I'm not going to go on the rides without anybody else, but I'm going to go out today, and I'm going to enjoy, probably go, I don't think I'm going to have a cocktail again, but I think I'm going to go and just walk from Santa Monica Pier to Venice and just enjoy my day, and maybe take a look at that shirt, because it's the one where she's like all bored and she's got tattoos everywhere, and I'm just like, yeah, this is the male version of that girl. But the point is that as life comes on, remember you still have responsibilities, plan for the future, understand that, you need to have a nest egg, no matter how much we have right now, no matter what the financial situation is that we're all in a place of. Remember that everything that you have now, you've earned, and now you're building upon what you have. So be advised that don't be caught in the lull. It's like a lullaby right now, right? Like we're coming back to life, and we have an opportunity to really go, but understand that there is a dip that comes after that. And so instead of focusing on the dip, just make sure that you keep maintained and that you balance your energies and focus on the task. What is your dream? What is it that you're being aligned to do? Are you being told that this is the opportunity to get out of a relationship if you see something else that it doesn't even have to be that. Like, let's say that you're in a relationship that's just not healthy for you anymore. This is the opportunity now where life is picking up again, where you have the opportunity, however fleeting it might be, to make the move to get out of that relationship and go get a new job, go to a new city, go do whatever you can, because we have a little padding right now. And just remember to be aligned with who you are. But go back and enjoy life. Like, I know that not a lot, but there's a few people out there who are still a little concerned about this, and just understand that, I mean, technically, guys, I hate to break it to you, but we've all already been exposed to this. You can't fly away, or you can't avoid something like this, like the P word. It just doesn't happen. So this belief that you are even more exposed now because people are back into circulation with each other is ridiculous, because it would have gone through walls and air and all that stuff. So just take responsible steps, and just know that if you're uncomfortable with it, wear the fucking mask, but understand that no one else is going to wear it. You're going to miss your opportunities, what the divine is saying. You're going to miss your opportunity right now, where things do allow us to go out into the world and do allow us to take the mask off if you got these things, or like me, if you've already had it and you're not going to get the dire part of it. If you're one of those people who's been blessed in a way that to either direction, I'm not going to get into the political part, but let's just say that you're blessed to know that you are safe because you're in alignment, then just know that when you go out, you're just going to have to, wear that. But still take the opportunity to enjoy the fact that people are out again, and that you have a pass to go out and enjoy things. So don't be afraid. A lot of you are single right now, and the divine's really worried that you're going to miss your opportunity in dating other people because you're afraid of things that aren't there. So just be responsible, and then also understand that there's opportunities that now are going to come to you that were not available to you while we were in the stalemate, right? So just take the opportunities. Look at them carefully, though, because I'm being specific. I've been warned that there's energy around me that's intrigued by me in general, and I'm blessed with that. But until it manifests, I have to be very cautious about who I let into my environment. I'm a very powerful person, and I'm very spiritually well-rounded, and so I have to ensure that whoever I align with is in alignment with the divine in the way that I am. And so it's like a little bit of a tricky thing, but the fact that I'm open to it makes it more available to me. So we are at a point, and especially in Los Angeles area, for those of you who are out, where you have like guest pass, you have free passes to go out and enjoy life again. Go to a restaurant, have a cocktail, don't overindulge. I was specifically told an interesting download, which was a couple of days ago, which was those of you who are using substances, I'm going to say, be very cautious, because there's testing going on within that, apparently. That's what I got. I don't know for details. It's allegedly. Speaking of which, do y'all know that on my algorithm, for some reason, the past 4 days, I have gotten, I didn't Google it, but I've gotten every single one of Kathy fucking Griffin's shows, and I've been just laughing. Her and Craig Ferguson showed up on my algorithm, and I have no idea what the connection is between me, Kathy Griffin, or maybe the divine just wanted me to laugh, because Kathy Griffin makes me crack up, right? And so I don't know why, but she's been all over my YouTube, and it was really funny because I didn't Google it, so I don't understand how that came into my algorithm. And so it's been an amusing time, but there's motion here moving us forward, collective. It's a very powerful, it's like a gift from your spirit guides. If you believe in spirit guides, or your angels, if you're a Catholic, or a gift from the universe, for those of you who are scientific, who are understanding that we're having motion again, forward motion. And so the thoughts that we've had in our head during the stagnation part with the whole reset, now we have the opportunity to actually put these things in motion and put action behind it, so that it can actually trigger whatever is the simulation will do next. And on the simulation theory, here's the thing. Whether you agree or disagree with the fact that I do kind of believe in the simulation experience, it doesn't mean that we're in a video game per se. It's a great way for the collective to understand the topic that we're discussing. I'm not saying that we're in, like, I don't think that there's like a, although it could be kind of amusing if this was true, but I don't think there's like an alien who's like upstairs, like who's, you had got like a remote control and going, okay, Al, go left, go right. I mean, it could be really fun if that was true, but that's not what we're saying. We're bringing things down that are very, very high vibrational and very, very intellectually stimulating theories and hypotheses that are actually grounded in reality, but we're making it to a point where you, the everyday person, can understand what it is that we're trying to imply and the levels that it can be. But it's not necessarily that we're all invested in the idea that we're like in a video game, although that could be true. But the point is, we don't understand yet, because we're in a 3D experience, and our material world is not matching our higher vibrational spiritual world that has come out of this reset. So as we realign, understand that we're just trying to relate to everyone, because we're trying to unite the planet. That is what leadership is about. So though you may get put off when I say things like I'm into the simulation theory, there are lots of levels to the simulation theory, and until I get to meet with these brilliant minds and we start to discuss it, we are not going to find the perfect way to explain it. So it's not that we're saying necessarily that it's a video game, but what we're saying is that we do live in a matrix, and I think almost like 80% of you understand that. So focus your energy on what we're saying in that way, and understand we're just trying to relate to every person, wherever they are on the IQ scale, wherever they are on the spiritual scale, wherever they are on the religious scale, wherever in the scientific scale. Everyone has to come to a middle ground, and the best way to do it is to make it relatable to every person, and every person on this planet has played a fucking video game. So understand that that's where this concept is, that's why we're relating to it in that way, okay? And so for those of you who are now in this position of moving forward, the divine is specifically giving you a pass to go out, meet new people, like do what I do. I mean, I've been sitting here trying to get a hold of Elon Musk, trying to get a hold of Anderson Cooper, trying to get a hold of, I've tried to approach Oprah Winfrey. You have no fear now. You shouldn't. You are over the fear of death. At least you should be. So why not use the momentum to actually build yourself forward and do what you need to do in a very, very powerful, empowered state kind of way. I don't know why I said that twice, but we're going to roll with it. I'm having a good day. And then take the opportunity to go out, meet people. I mean, okay, so it was a little awkward to first go out last night. I know that a lot of you are going to understand this. I'm a hermit, and I don't go out. I don't, drinking's not my thing. I don't do drugs, and so I was kind of like, when I'm not having sex with anybody until I find the right person, so I'm just kind of like, oh. But my higher self was like, Al, this is a great opportunity to get back to life. And I'm telling you, it was a marvelous night. It was just one of the great examples of what can happen when you trust your instincts. So engage the world again. Go out. I mean, you don't have to be afraid of things, because if I would have gone out there and been all negative, because like at first when I went out there, it was like I was by myself and I was like, oh great, now I gotta like go try to find a table at a restaurant bar and sit by myself in West Hollywood of all places, in these Queens, by the way. Oh, I don't want to be petty, but apparently some of the collective has gained like the spiritual reset 15 to 30, like they're like bigger guys. Like I was just very, very impressed by the fact that people were a lot bigger than they used to be, and here I am looking all svelte and stuff, and I was like, oh. And so it was nice. But if I had gone there with a negative attitude, I'd just been like, I'm by myself, blah, 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 life sucks. Meanwhile, I had a great fucking time, and a friend showed up and we had a great night and everything was great. He was just a platonic friend, but it was a lot of fun, right? So there is so much fun and frivolity available to us, and however long we have this before the shit hits the fan again, and you know, before all of the rebalancing comes in and all the harsher parts of reality start to regain our focal point, and the secrets are being revealed and all of that stuff, understand that it's going to be kind of a reverse tide in a moment where it's going to be like all of a sudden there's all this forward momentum on shit, and they were like all like yeah, and then all of a sudden all the information is going to disappear because it's going to turn. It's going to be negative information, so they're going to be like suddenly there's going to be all news about everything else except what this whole year and a half was about, because there's all these ramifications coming in. Those of us who are spiritually sound are going to be like, here we go, here we fucking go. But until that happens, let's focus on the joy of the situation and really move forward. Understand that the divine, the universe, God, Allah, if you're scientific, it's just the reason that something has triggered to go, and it's an economic thing that we must get it behind. And yeah, there's all these things that are going to come from it, but we couldn't stay in a stalemate situation, so life is moving us forward. So take advantage of it. Start dating again. I mean, happily you've been sleeping with people on Tinder and Grindr, so don't even pretend like we don't know that you've been doing it. You know, oh, I'm terrified. Who was it? I think it was Palmer made a very good point. I don't know how long ago it was, but he made a comment about how there's STDs were on the rise. Yeah, trust me, spiritual people, especially leaders, we've been watching and just being like, these motherfuckers have more STDs than they had when we went into this. Yeah, they're so terrified. But just understand that there's some frivolity even in that reality check, right? But you have the ability to now put your thoughts and your actions, put your thoughts, I should say, and your ideas, your forward motion into actual action, and you're being given this green light to do it. So the divine just wanted me to get on here and say, do it, just enjoy life. You are high vibrational people and are now having the opportunity to now meet other high vibrational people. Don't pass this up, because it's not going to last forever. We do know that there's a backside to all of this, and so take this opportunity to be responsible, be in alignment, do what you need to do. Go out. If you have a little bit of money, don't be so stingy that you don't like treat yourself. Like, I'm going to go and I'm probably going to buy it. I went to and I bought this shirt that I'm wearing right now because it says mentor, teacher, and all this really great stuff. And it came to me in a store and I was like, where the hell is this shirt? It was the only one. I was like, I'll take it. And then I might go get this Alice in Wonderland in Venice today just because I want to do something. But notice the timing of things. For my whole spiritual mission, remember, I had no money, no nothing. And then as soon as all of this starts to go, suddenly I have what I need and all that stuff, and I'm in my apartment and blah, blah, blah. Understand that there is order to the chaos. And once, like I said, those of you who are now going on spiritual mission, take the opportunity to consider this the summer, like whatever, how long this week or 2 weeks of calm and normalcy is. Take it as the summer break before you go out. Right? Because once you go out, things change, right? Then you're under the divine's dime, which is not materialistic, it's all spiritual, and understand that you're going to have to ride that wave without it. So for this period, this weekend, next weekend, however long we have this little break, consider it spring break. Let's consider it spring break, because I have a feeling it's going to be about that long in length. But let's go ahead and enjoy spring break and go and do some really fun stuff. Just be responsible. Be aware that addictive things like drugs and so forth are not advisable right now, because there's some sort of manipulation behind that. And then understand that for the rest of us, here's your opportunity. All of what you've been focusing your energy on while you've been in a hermit mode at your house, worried about things, you now can see the world start to move forward. Are you going to stay afraid and not have any motion and miss this opportunity, or are you going to engage the world and make magic happen? Now, if you guys don't mind, I'm going to go... Oh, yeah. Before I forget, I'm all excited. I'm telling you, last night was a really great night. I felt very young, which is good because I'm actually a young person, but I'll be 43 on July 1st, but I still look fucking good. The video, so I was going to post a video of the fairy tale theater. So fairy, hey girl, hey, tale, theater. But I'm going to do that for tomorrow, for Sunday Fun Day, because I just want to take today and enjoy. I'm going to ride this little wave of fun and go see if I meet any new people or whatnot, and just go enjoy life. I'm going to put my headphones on, and I'm going to walk down, like I said, to Santa Monica, to the pier, kind of look at different people, and then I'm going to go and I'm going to walk down to Venice and see if I want to buy that shirt or not. But anyway, maybe have like... maybe I'll stop at a restaurant. I don't know. But it's fun. But I'm still being responsible, and put your savings away. Make sure that you don't spend all your money, guys, because I'm telling you, this is not going to last forever. So you're supposed to build with what you have, and build and build and build and build and build. But go out and do what I do. Go meet people. What's the worst that can happen? I mean, it's a fucking V word. You're going to live. And I mean, most of you are inoculated anyway. You got this. I mean, aren't you guys bulletproof? Yeah. Okay, so for the rest of us who are not afraid, go out, engage, mingle with other people, say hi, smile. You don't have to wear the mask anymore. See how amazing life has become? You can actually smile at people again. Go and do it. You don't have to talk to them. If you talk to them, put the fucking thing on. But if you're not talking to them and you're walking by yourself, let your hair flow, ladies or guys. My pubes are still dead. I'm wearing them down. I didn't curl them back up. Although that could be fun for tomorrow, but I haven't decided. The point is, life has started again, no matter how long we have for it. This is the last opportunity, I'm not kidding, where we're going to have the opportunity to really connect with other people at a vibration in a really synchronized, quick motion, and then things will start to kind of go the other way. But for now, take advantage of what God is giving you, or God, law, the universe, whatever you want to call it. The great architect is offering you the ability to finally put what you've been thinking about into action, and this is the time to do it. That's it for me, guys. I'm going to go shopping. Bye.